We need you with us. All of us. Don't ever leave again. We're going to start this episode with a question to David. David, this gun's about to go off, so we're going to slow time down to this moment right before the gun. It's like we go back about 5 seconds before this gun goes off, and I want everybody to think about what you were doing before this happens. I'm going to give everybody a chance to tell me when they hit the ground before the gun goes off, what do you do? If you freeze, you freeze. That's fine. If you hit the deck, also fine. If you grab a bag of popcorn and watch, and it's just like, this is good. This is way better than earlier in the evening when August Straume was stinking up the joint. Then that's also good. But my question to David is, and I asked him before the show, and I'm asking him again for the recording so we can get it on the record. August Straume has a brawl skill of
65.
65. A combative character. You wouldn't expect that for a spiritual medium. You would think they'd be a little bit more dainty, but this guy can possibly.
He knows how to defend himself.
Can defend himself. I like a good spiritual medium who can resolve some fisticuffs effectively. Mm-hmm. Here's what we're going to do, Dave.
Yeah.
Walter Lamb is disheveled, not of his right mind. You got the jump on him when you wrestled him to the floor. So here's what I'm going to give you. You're going to get a bonus die for this roll.
Ooh.
A bonus die, for those listening, we're playing Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I've said that before, but I'm going to say it one more time. A bonus die, we're rolling a D100, all the skills. So when David says he has a skill of 65, that means that he has a 65% chance of rolling under 65, thus giving him a success at whatever task it is he's hoping to complete. In this case, the task is to... We're trying to take the gun from him?
Yes, so I am trying to kind of wrestle his arm up so it can't hit anyone and try and have him drop the gun.
And with a 65, your odds are pretty good. Just rolling a D100, but you've been rolling pretty shit.
I don't know. Augie's been straight bad news bears so far. Yeah. We'll see.
So, with a bonus die, that means that you get to roll 2D percentage dice and choose the better.
So I get to roll the tens portion twice.
And you choose the better.
Okay.
Here we go.
The first is a 37, already off to a good start.
That would be a hard success.
No.
32
it's
would
just
be.
Over. Yeah.
And the second was an 87, so yeah,
okay.
37.
That's the second time I think I've done the math wrong.
Yeah.
I need an accountant. Support us at patreon.com/getoutofdepth so I can afford a mathematician for the show.
You act like no one on this podcast can do math.
I need them behind
Dave
me. I need them
knew it was
doing it
30.
behind the scenes.
I have it just written down here. So yeah, 32. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's what those boxes are for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm running the game.
on the Call of Cthulhu sheet.
Yeah.
All right. So your score was a 37, which was a regular success. Do you want to? Let's get to that in a second. Gail, what does Joanne Lamour do in this moment? They've hit the ground. They're wrestling for a gun. What does she do?
Oh gosh! While they're wrestling for the gun, I think I go behind. I try to hide behind something.
Okay.
Honestly, there's a gun. There's a gun that can be waved around. Yeah.
There's like a banister, which isn't great to hide behind, I guess, but it's something. It's better than nothing. There's also a door, entryway that goes into another portion of the house, like a sitting room, a separate sitting room. You could duck back there. You'd have enough time to do that. You'd basically be behind a wall. Does that sound like something you would do, or?
I think I'll do that, and I'll be peeking out.
Okay.
To see what happens, and I scream.
Solid scream. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hallie Stone, played by Tara tonight, and every night that we play this game.
Just tonight, though.
I'm sorry. I have the email drafted up that you're being recast.
In that case, I kill. Okay, Zelda's in the room, right?
Zelda is in the room, yeah.
I would do what I can to shield her from watching whatever's about to happen.
Oh, cool. So when you say shield, are you pulling her in towards the chest to don't look, or are you putting your body between?
Both.
Oh,
both.
We may be recasting your character altogether.
Oh no.
All right. Okay. So you do that.
So I get behind something and Hallie gets in front of someone. I like it.
David, you successfully are able to take this gun and point it away from yourself and point it away from Walter Lamb. The gun goes on. Here's the deal. You got a 37. You could spend luck to make it a hard success, and I'll let you tell me where the bullet goes. Or
otherwise, there's
we make Tara roll luck roll, and this determines whether or not Tara gets shot. Hallie gets shot.
Whoa! So you can just make luck rolls based on your luck stat, and rolling under is a success.
That's right.
Well, with those kind of stakes, I can spare 5 luck.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
And he can point the gun at Joanne Lamour.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bitch.
I redirect the bullet to Walter's penis directly.
He obviously needs to be neutered.
How much HP does his penis specifically have?
Hang on, let me roll those up real quick. Do I roll a D? What do you think? A D6? D8?
4.
D8 for Walter Lamb.
He's mad about town.
No,
I rolled a D8 for Walter Lamb's penis, and it came up a 2. So
we knew he was overcompensating.
it's not great. It's not a good situation for Walter Lamb and his genitalia.
No, I try and keep the gun high to make sure that there's no stray bullets
Up into the ceiling, up into the vaulted ceilings. The bullet goes and embeds itself into the ceiling above. Some drywall falls down, dusting your hair and the ground around you. And when you do that, you're able to take the gun, and once it fires, you slam his wrist down on the ground, and the gun slides out of his hand and rotates across the floor a good distance away. And he just moans under you now that he doesn't have the gun in his hands. And he looks up at your face, and you see in his eyes these bloodshot, panic-stricken eyes. And he just says, "You're going to make me suffer them. Don't make me suffer anymore, please."
I suffer from seeing things that others can as well. We can work through this. This isn't what has to happen. There are lives at stake, besides just mine and yours, right?
The shadows are all coming for us. We'll all be shadows soon enough.
When did you start seeing these shadows?
And he, from underneath you, he rotates to his side and tries to use his forearm to push you off of him. But he doesn't get up. He just kind of rolls into a fetal position. And he just starts to repeat, we'll all be shadows soon enough.
I make my way in between them and the gun, just kind of being an obstacle.
Yeah.
No, I don't pick it up or anything, but...
And Zelda is going to pull away from Hallie Stone.
That's fine.
And she is going to go down to Walter Lamb and brush aside his disheveled hair. And she's quietly weeping. And you hear her saying, just, what happened to you? What happened? And he's becoming increasingly despondent.
Hey, Walter, please, one thing. Where's Bonnie? Where is she?
Should we be talking about that right now?
So it's already happened.
I mean, Joanne says that, is what I'm saying. Like, should we be talking about that?
All shadows.
Is Bonnie already a shadow? What does that mean, Walter? What does it mean?
And his hand shoots up and reaches back behind him and grabs you by your shirt collar. And he pulls you in. And he says, you're going to know. You're going to know soon enough. But I can't show you. You can only see it for yourself.
I walk away from him, shaking and a little disheveled, and go pick up the gun. And I check it to see how many shots are left, I guess.
It has 3 bullets left. Just a simple revolver.
I take the bullets out of the gun and put them in my pocket. And put the unloaded gun in my other pocket.
Zelda looks up at Joanne Lamour and says, I don't know what to do.
Obviously, he's had a very rough night. Let's get him to bed. Maybe get him some seltzer water.
Okay.
And I go to try and help pick him up.
I'll wave you away, and I'll put him under my shoulder, or my shoulder. Yeah. Not like over my shoulder, but like put his arm over my shoulder.
Firemen carry Walter Lamb up the stairs by yourself. You are a stunt driver that is also built like John Cena.
Actually, isn't she? Aren't you pretty strong?
I'm pretty large. I'm pretty large and strong.
She's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
She predates John Cena by a good 50 years, so John Cena's built like her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you help Zelda. The 2 of you kind of take a shoulder and start leading him up the stairs. And
I do go to like the kitchen and look for some like seltzer water or like a bar or something like that. Something bubbly and refreshing.
Yeah.
Thinking that maybe he's had too much to drink and he's just in that mode of the drink.
Maybe.
You
do find some. I mean, it was a party, so there's plenty of stuff around to drink that's refreshing. You can find that. While you're doing that, Hallie Stone, you and Zelda get him up to the stairs into her room and lay him down to the bed. And you see Zelda reach down for something on the ground. And she pulls up a bottle of pills.
What are those?
They're anti-anxiety medications. I take them for me, but I'm sure they should be fine. Maybe he would be better off, at least till we get him to sleep.
Are you sure about that? I don't know. Seems he's been drinking.
It seems to be okay for me. And it's an awkward, uncomfortable laugh.
Just saying, be careful. I'm just saying is all I'm saying.
And she nods her head and she pulls out 2 pills. And by this time, Joanne Lamour is coming up with a glass of water, some ice cubes, crushed ice. Like you'd have to crush it. There's no ice cubes.
Here you go, dear. Oh, what's that?
And you recognize that she has the Milltown pills.
The Milltown
that you had spotted.
Oh, Milltown. He doesn't take anything else, does he?
I don't think so. No.
All right. I think it should be fine. and kind of very gently tap him on his cheek to just kind of alert his brain that he might need to do something. And then I help put the pills in his mouth and put the water to his lips and in his mouth, so to kind of force him to swallow.
And he does so, and he rolls over into the bed, and I guess he's having like that adrenaline dump. Mm-hmm. And he's rolling over, his head on the pillow. He's still got his shoes on in the bed. Zelda starts to take them off, and she escorts you both out of the room and gently closes the door behind her. And you see her shoulders slump, and she goes, do I need to call somebody? I don't know what to do.
Maybe you just need to let him sleep it off and see how he's doing in the morning.
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine, dear.
Thank you. Thank you both. This wasn't a very good party.
Well, I've been to worse.
Tell August I said thank you. I'm going to see to my husband now.
Of course, dear. And I lean forward and give her a kiss on the cheek. One of those,
The two of you.
And I start down.
Come down the stairs. August, you see Hallie Stone and Joanne Lamour coming down the staircase one more time. And the three of you are alone at the bottom of the stairs.
Augie's kind of slumped in a corner, just kind of like sitting on the ground with like his head in his hands.
Mr. Straume, that was very quick thinking on your part. And Zelda says thank you.
I don't know why she's thanking me.
Why? You saved his life.
Did I? Or did I bring this to this house? I just cause problems wherever I go.
Are you saying you did this?
I don't know what I did, okay? All I know is I try to commune with the other side here, and something happened. I don't know how it's connected. I don't even know how it works. I just know that something is wrong, and I don't even have the time to do anything. I need to get enough money so that they don't fucking break me, and I can't just spend my time helping spirits, and I may have just ruined my career tonight. I'm a laughing stock and a fraud, and I don't know what to do.
Well, that's certainly a lot. Here, why don't you come along with us? Hallie, surely we can give him a ride home. Perhaps.
I just nod.
A ride would be nice.
Are you saying you believe all that about the shadows?
I believe enough to think that he may not be mad. But I also don't claim to know the man. He may be on drugs, he may not be right. But I am afraid.
The three of you get into the Buick Century belonging to Joanne Lamour, chosen by Hallie Stone, probably picked out. Yeah, it's white with red accents. The hard top is cherry red, and you're driving August Straume home, putting the evening behind you in geographic location only, as I'm sure it is still stuck in the minds of all three of you. Is there anything you want to communicate to each other before you split off for bed?
Once I've gotten some of the fresh air in my lungs and just kind of a sense of self again, I turn to Mr. Straume and Joanne says, "Who's going to break you?"
That's not your problem. I owe a lot of money to people that don't like payments being late. I needed this job tonight, and now
Seems like I'm sorry, it doesn't seem like a very sustainable way of making money. Why did you choose this line of work?
Well, when you have the gift of being able to see the dead, you want to try and learn more about it. Why are the spirits still here? What do they need? What makes me special that be able to see them? being able to do this is a way for me to be able to learn about the supernatural while also being able to make a living. And frankly, it's the only thing I know how to do. I need to be able to help people that need this. There are legitimately people that need to have closure and do this. And sometimes I'm not even able to make communication with those people, but sometimes they just need something to say to someone that's gone. And even if I can't find their loved one, maybe being able to say goodbye or say their piece helps. I believe in what I do, but it doesn't make it easy. Do you think me a fraud? You think this is all just a charade that I've cooked up? Or do you believe that something happened tonight?
I've seen a lot of characters in my time. A lot. However, I do know that Walter was serious and meant to do himself harm. And you stopped him. That's what I know.
Well, I do believe there's someone in danger, if not worse, at minimum, in Bonnie. And even though I don't have time to help people, it's something I'm compelled to do. If you're compelled to see where this rabbit hole leads, here's my card. You should call me.
I take the card. I said to Zelda that I would give a call to Conrad Agency tomorrow, and I will.
Just to ask where Bonnie is? Or what they know?
Yes.
Well, I might have to track down this Leonard Kemp character.
R.A. doesn't take my calls the way he used to, but I'll mention it if I see him.
I understand if you are able to wake up tomorrow and try and pretend this didn't happen. But just know that if you wake up tomorrow and believe that what happened last night was real, and believe that you can do something about it, you might be able to save a life. Maybe more.
Laying it on a little thick there.
Well, I lay it on thick when it matters.
And that's when you all pull up to his house. Straume exits the car.
Good evening, Mr. Straume.
Good evening, Miss Lamour. Miss Stone.
Once we were driving away.
Yeah.
Hallie,
Yes, miss?
what did you make of all that?
Goodness. It's quite a question you're asking me there.
Oh, yes. I'm asking of myself, and maybe that's why I'm asking you.
You know, I've seen a lot of unsavory behavior from the men in this industry. I know you've seen it too.
Yes.
Could make you wonder why a man would go insane like that soon after we found I know he didn't know we found all that, but it's all just a little... But then there was that feeling when he pulled that key out of his throat. There was something odd, something off about all of this. I just know I don't feel right about leaving them alone up there in that house tonight for some reason.
Really? Do you think that we should go back?
I have mine to drive by again. Don't know that I'll be able to go to sleep anyhow.
Well, I'm tired enough for both of us, but can't say that I feel entirely comfortable leaving Zelda with Walter alone like that. I was rather relieved when Mr. Straume took Walter's gun.
You know if that's the only one he has, miss?
I don't. I think we should go roundabout again if you're all right with that.
Be glad to have the company.
We'll turn around and make a long night a little bit longer. You drive, and the gate to Walter Lamb's mansion is still wide open. You slowly drive up, and there are no lights on in the house.
I get out of the car and just kind of approach the house, like between getting away from the sound of the car, a little closer to the house, just kind of listening.
You don't hear anything.
If I walk around the back of the house and look, I imagined that all of that stuff with the gun and everything happened, like, there wasn't that back door kind of glass and you could kind of see through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to just, like, look and see if, like, is there still the tumbler of bourbon on the ground? Has anything been moved?
You want to sneak around back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You hop the fence, go by the pool. The lights are off in the house. It's a little dark. You can't quite make out, but you can see a little bit of the drywall that fell from the ceiling. It's still a mess down there. Presumably, Zelda didn't leave the bedroom after she closed the door. Or at the very least, she figured the mess will wait till morning. And anybody who's ever hosted a party knows that feeling.
True. I am also watching the shadows very closely. I'm feeling paranoid.
You stare deep into the dark, and your eyes, it's difficult to say that they adjust, but more like you lose your focus into a patch of shadows under the staircase. Just beyond that sunken living room, you see this patch of shadows, and you just stare at it until your eyes lose their focus. I want you to roll spot hidden.
Oh. 3 zeros is 100, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. That's
it is 100.
It's a very bad fail.
It's the worst fail.
The
worst fail. Yeah, shit. In fact. Yeah. My spot hidden is good, too. This is...
Well, that's okay, because you look in, and you don't see anything. But what you do get is this terrible, terrible feeling that there is something in the shadows.
Okay, and I will, while still in the privacy of the backyard where nobody can see me, I move a little quickly. I'm like, ooh, I spooked myself, and I don't know. When I come back around, I look at Joanne and I say, I don't know what I was hoping to find, but I also don't know that I feel any better, to be honest.
I nod, and I go up the stairs to or I don't even know if they're stairs or steps, but I go up to the front door.
Yeah.
And I kind of just place my hand on it. Everything right now, I feel like I'm in this very liminal space between knowing what's going on and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And usually when I'm there, that's kind of when certain things take over. Like, just almost like my spirit usually takes over. Like, maybe an instinct but something that's not the Hollywood, something that's the Barry underneath. And I place my hand on the door, and I just kind of will goodness into the house for Zelda, and then step back and get in the car.
Hey, Gail, what's your power?
55.
Why don't you roll a power roll?
Okay. 39.
You all get in the car, and you don't know if it did anything, but you're not going to have an option.
I think it's funny. Hallie doesn't feel better, but Joanne does. I think it's kind of like, all right, I did what I could. I don't know what else I was going to do. So, and I decide that I'm going to call Zelda in the morning.
You drive your employer and friend back home, and you all lay in bed. Sleep comes like an accident, and you didn't see it coming. And before you know it, the sun is waking you up in the morning. Hello again, dear listeners. It's Jay, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I'm stepping in for the briefest of moments to inform you on how you can show your appreciation for the work we're doing here at Out of Depth. One way you can help out is to just recommend the show to friends and strangers. Our goal is to get our stories out to as many ears as we can, so word of mouth is huge for us. Recommending the show to your friends or leaving a review at whatever site you're listening to us at, that goes a long way to helping us find and build our audience. But Jay, you may say, can't I just give you a small fraction of my expendable income? How do I get it from my pocket to yours? Well, you can go to patreon.com/getoutofdepth and subscribe at any tier you feel comfortable with for as long as you would like to. Our patrons get all kinds of behind-the-scenes info on the work that we do here at Out of Depth. They also get first view of our raw recording videos for each episode of the show, and they get exclusive access to our post-season Q&A where we, the cast, discuss the story and why we made the terrible decisions that we did. So if you want that kind of access to us, you're only going to get that at patreon.com/getoutofdepth. That money helps us pay for artists and collaborators and expands our ability to create fun stories for you to enjoy. We don't do ads or paid endorsements of games, which means support from our listeners like you is absolutely vital to our growth. If you want to be a part of that, you can do it at patreon.com/getoutofdepth. Thank you so much. And with that out of the way, let's get back to the show and see what dark shadows our investigators will step into next. Okay, so we finished the pressing matter, which is this party. It was a smashing success, I think. Ultimately, you guys lived, so there's that. And you guys got some clues. I hope that you guys want to investigate something, because that's the game. And if you don't, then...
everyone just goes about our day.
Yeah, if you don't want to investigate stuff, you better provide me with shit to do, because I'm planning for investigation.
I don't know. August needs groceries. Let's role play some of that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go
we just got these bagels in from downtown. That's all we have. 7 bagels.
You can have some euros if you can pronounce it right.
No. Oh, we're not going back to the Euro well again.
That sounds like a targeted remark.
That's
There's
because
so
David...
many ways to pronounce it correctly. It's hard to mispronounce it with the amount of correct responses.
Are you guys actually going to do stuff today?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You
Actually,
guys
what day of the
do,
week is it?
Do you want to take a week?
No, I said what day of the week is it? I didn't say, like, can we do this next week? Like,
Oh, God.
we don't have to play act me calling on a Saturday and the agency is closed, is what I'm saying. Like, are we, like, what day of the week was this party? Like,
Oh, yeah.
logistically, like, just like skip to where I can call the agency.
Friday.
And I'll call. Okay, it's Friday. The next day is Friday. It was Thursday night parties, or
No. You said, when was the party? I said the party was Friday.
oh, okay, so it's Saturday.
Now it's Saturday.
It is the weekend, yeah.
Okay. I call the agency. Are they?
The talent
Anything.
agency is open on the weekends because they're a talent agency, and
Okay.
people in the entertainment
Hollywood.
business don't understand work weeks the way the rest of the world does.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call.
Well, hang on. So you guys
and I'm
are-
gonna call
you guys are
Zelda
gonna-
before that. So anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Before we get into that, because I still have some other questions, just so I can get my mind prepared. She's going to talk to the talent agency, and then Tara.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do as a part of this investigation?
Yeah, well, I wondered about, because Joanne said that her connections with R.A. Goodrich weren't what they once were. And I'm curious about what I might know about where he might hang out and where I might be able to position myself to give somebody a ride and learn more about the projects that he's working on.
I mean, he is an infamous workaholic. He'd be at his offices on the Goodrich studio lot. So
Yeah.
if you want to go there
Yeah.
and do your own thing,
Yeah.
that is totally fine.
I would like to do that.
All right. So got that. And then David is going to sleep in.
No, I'm following through with what I said last night, and I was going to try and track down this Leonard Kemp character.
How do you think you're going to do that?
Well, I'll start with the phone book, and I'll try and find out how to. No. Oh shit! No. What do you want me to do? Do you want us to do nothing and wait for you to have something happen?
No. You do.
I mean, what?
No. It's okay.
I can just go to Indio Hills and just say like, "Hey, Leonard. Oh, Leonard.
You want to go to Indio Hills?
How big is Indio Hills? It's like a whole neighborhood, right?
Indio Hills is hours away. It's a town.
It's a town.
It is. At this point, and today it has about, I think, close to 90,000 people, but in 1955, it'd probably be closer to 5,500 to 6,000. Small area.
Fuck. It's
But it's a trip. I mean, it's because the cars are a little bit slower back then. The roads are not as great. So I think by today's standards, you could get there in 2 to 3 hours, maybe.
Well,
probably take a couple more.
I guess if I have a day, that might be what I do.
Joanne Lamour, you wake up the next day and you call Zelda, and she has a very hushed voice.
He's still sleeping.
Oh, good. I'm sure he needed the rest. Darling, how are you?
I don't know what to think. I think I'm gonna call Goodrich today.
Oh, yes.
He said that if there was problems, I'm supposed to call him.
Well, I think that's a good idea. And tell him Joanne said hello. You know, Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe ask about that film that Ari was working on with that Kemp man.
Okay.
See if Walter got involved in that at all. If he was out doing anything with that.
Okay. Rita is coming by today to help out. I called her earlier.
Tell her that I'm sorry for last night.
It's okay. You were right. I'm glad we did what we did.
Good.
Now I just want to fix this.
Of course. Well, you call me if you need anything. And, well, I may just check in later if that's all right.
Okay. Thanks, Joanne.
Have a good day, dear.
Finish that call. And are you going to call the agency, or are you going to go to the agency?
I'm going to call the agency first.
Are you going to call the agency, or are you going to be a coward?
Is there something scary at the agency, Jay?
I don't know. Why are you calling the agency, bro?
I am a woman of a certain age.
Word.
And if I don't have to get out and about, I won't. But if I do,
the game we're
then
playing?
I will.
Jesus.
All right, fine. Like,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Like,
no,
I don't know. I really don't know how much I believe all this stuff. All right. So if it doesn't work, then yes, I would go, I think.
Okay. All right. You call the agency.
Conrad Talent Agency. How may I help you?
I don't remember her name.
Bonnie.
I know it's Bonnie. What was the last name?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that Joanne would remember it that well either. Hunsacker. Yeah. Okay. Hello. This is Barry representing Miss Joanne Lamour. She's looking for a young lady that she saw in a film recently and interested in having her in one of her upcoming films.
Oh.
We believe that she's with your agency, Bonnie. I can't read my own writing. Bonnie Hunsacker.
Nope.
Yes.
Hunsacker?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, when did you all anticipate film going in? Because Bonnie is currently on location.
Oh, we were thinking in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Would she be back from location then?
Well, we hope so.
Good. Where is she now? Would we be able to chat with her?
Who did you say you were working for again?
Oh, I'm a personal assistant to Joanne Lamour.
Joanne Lamour. She's making pictures now? She's producing?
No, not producing. But she has a certain sway, and she likes to have certain types of girls in her films alongside her.
She's making a new movie? Like starring in it?
Yes, alongside Zelda Grantham.
Oh!
Yes.
No, I've heard about... No. Yeah, we've had some girls audition for that, yeah.
Yes, and Miss Lamour thinks that Bonnie's just a rising up-and-coming star.
Okay, well, if you want to get in touch, we have... she's located in Indio Hills, staying at an inn there.
And she gives you the number
Okay.
for the inn.
Thank you very much. That'll be wonderful.
Well, thank you.
That way we can make sure that Bonnie and Miss Lamour get along all right. All right. Thank you.
All right.
So I have the phone number to the hotel?
Yeah.
If it's a decent hour, I call.
It is.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello. Is this Bonnie?
No, this is the front desk.
Oh, would there be a Bonnie Hunsacker staying at your hotel?
Oh, I'll tell you the same thing I told the others. They packed up. I don't know where the hell they went. I don't want to know where they went.
You mean she was with a film crew and...
Yeah, they were shooting some
left?
shit out here. I don't know what they were up to. But it got weird. Let me tell you that much, all you actor types. We get nice people out here. You know? But these guys, they were all young and listening to rock and roll music. And then they just started acting odd, peculiar. I think they were on reefer.
What kind of odd behavior? I'm sorry, I'm calling to see if this Miss Hunsacker would be interested in a job, but if she is, as you say,
A reefer maniac? The whole lot of them.
yeah. Well, what kind of behavior?
Keeping out
We
at all
expect our
odds.
girls to be well behaved.
They stopped staying here after a few weeks. All pulled out, but they were all, you'd see them lurking around town. And the guy and his damn camera.
So they stayed at your hotel for a few weeks, checked out, but
I
while
didn't
they
know
were
where they were staying. Some folks said they were out in the hills, sleeping out there all night.
sleeping out there all night,
I guess. I mean, they weren't staying at my place. That's all I could tell you.
was Bonnie staying at your place?
She was. Yeah. She had a roommate.
And who was that?
It was another. I mean, it's a shame. When they came in, they all seemed like sweet, nice people. It's her and a girl named. Hell, I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me.
And you hear some shuffling of paper.
It was a Cordelia Betancourt. They were bubbly, effervescent kind of kids, you know. And then as the week went on, I don't know what it was. They started acting stranger and stranger, and keeping odd hours, and it made people in the town uncomfortable. All of them, the whole crew. And well, you know what? Between you and me, we had a gentleman come in. I don't know if you know Walter Lamb.
The Lucky Bachelor.
He came in asking about her, asking about where the film crew was. At that point, they were still around town, though. That was a few days ago.
And was Walter Lamb? Was he acting strange?
You know, I asked him if he was supposed to be in the picture they were shooting, because I said, you know, if I do say so myself, this movie's probably beneath you, Mr. Lamb. And he told me not to worry about it, stick to my own business. So I did.
I'm sorry. You keep saying that they're behaving rather odd.
Mm-hmm.
What was so odd? They were bubbly and then not bubbly and staying in the hills? Lurking around town.
One of the kids, high school kid, he and his buddies went joyriding out one night. And they went out into the hills. When they get out there, they see this light out in the dark. And it looked like they had built this kind of tent. And they were watching a movie. I don't know how they did that. How do you get electricity out there like that?
Oh,
Maybe
I'm
they had
sure
a
I don't
generator
know.
or something, you think? That's what I was thinking. Anyways,
Yes,
right?
yes. It's. I believe that's what they do. Um, well, you've been very helpful, sir. Do you think that they're still shooting out there?
No, I haven't seen him in a couple days. After Mr. Lamb showed up, they haven't been around. Neither was Mr. Lamb. I think he got what he wanted.
Good. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hang up.
Hallie Stone,
Mm-hmm.
you drive that morning to the Goodrich Pictures lot. They know who you are because you do a lot of work here. It's a sprawling complex that you see visitors. There's people taking tours on Saturday. It's still a very busy day. You can see people walking around in Roman breastplates or whatever. And at the same time, you see guys dressed up as gangsters and a variety of cars. People, you can see actors getting transported from one side of the studio lot to the other, probably to the commissary or something like that.
So, I am kind of hoping, well, I'm also kind of assuming, because of all of the parties that I've gone to and how I usually hang out in the garage and play cards with all the drivers and whatever, like, this R.A. Goodrich guy, he usually has business meetings or, like, goes out for lunch or at least needs somebody to drive him home at the end of his day. I'm kind of hoping that I can sweet talk his normal driver into letting me do that. I'm gonna say something like, I want to audition for a picture that he has coming up, and I know that if I could get him in my car, that I could maybe have a better shot.
Oh, jeez. I mean, you know he's got like a driver, and the guy's like, "Hey, Haley, listen, Comet, I respect you. You're great. You're the bee's knees. But you want me to just pull a switcheroo on him? I don't know.
What exactly are you worried about here? Is it about the money? Is it about the...
Well, he's a very particular guy. What, you want me to say I'm sick or something?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
the fares are still yours. Whatever he'd pay you for the rest of the day, I don't care about the money. It's the...
I'm on
it's the
retainer.
opportunity for me.
This guy, this is my... Oh, boy. Now, you're not gonna... if I do this, I could get fired. You go in there and you're trying to, get a job? You're gonna play it real cool, right?
I just want him to see how good I drive.
You're just gonna drive.
I'm just gonna drive. That's all I gotta do.
Oh, jeez. All right, let's roll this, sweet talk. What is the skill?
I honestly...
Persuasion, charm, what is it?
Let's see, persuasion. Charm is gonna be the highest, because that's the highest by its natural. I didn't put any stat in this. So let's see what happens.
So charm is... Oh, you just...
Charm is 15. Persuade is 10. That's where it starts, right? So...
you may need to sweeten the deal with some...
with some luck,
cash
right?
Or something, I don't know.
Some cash. Well, I might. Do I have cash? I have credit. Can I use my credit?
What's your credit?
What's your credit?
45.
45. If you want to be I'll give you the option. You want to see if you have enough money that's gonna get this guy to pretend to be sick. You could do that way, or we can try and roll under a 15.
No, I think I would try it the good old fashioned bribery way.
Yeah. All right.
So now I just gotta roll under 45
to see if you got enough money on you to...
Come on. Oh! Somebody needs to tell my dice that it's opposite day when we play this game. I rolled an 83.
Woof.
Yeah.
That's what he says. What is this, $3?
I really need this job, man.
You could push it, but there would have to be some kind of consequence.
That's right.
And that consequence would probably be, this is a dead end. But keep in mind, if you push it, you can't use luck, so you're going to have to hit under 45. That's an option.
I'm trying to think about what I have to offer other than the $3 in my pocket.
Maybe, because you're driving Joanne's car, Joanne's pocketbook might be in the glove compartment.
Oh, I am not that kind of... Oh, I don't think I could do that. I was thinking, because I do have my own car, but I'm not ready to gamble that car on this. It's not what this is like. It's not that.
She's also... David's failure is fresh on everyone's minds on the last push, and that was heartbreaking.
God. I've failed every roll that I've done, too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, I'll just,
You can bail out on this and try and do something else. That doesn't mean that this is over. It means you just got to have a different tactic.
I'll put my hands up and I'll say, all right, I understand. Loyalty is a good quality in a driver, after all, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's the big guy. This is a big job for me. I mean, this guy buys turkeys for my family on Thanksgiving.
I get it.
He enrolled us in the Jelly of the Month Club every Christmas. Get a different jelly every month.
Oh, that sounds nice. Anyway, well, thank you for your time. I'll just be on my way then. And, I'm gonna go try to find some place where I can sit down with the newspaper and I don't know, think about what my next move is gonna be.
Okay. I'll let you think about it.
Thank you.
Maybe David will do something that will inspire you, because David is nothing if not an inspirational performer.
Wow.
Now, show us how you fail.
So, take a bath.
So I'd like to open up the phone book. We're looking for a K for Kemp. Kendrick, oop, too far.
I'd like to roll for my library use, please, to operate this phone book.
Roll for it.
Please, and then you fail.
I don't know the alphabet.
Did you do it or not? Are you going to do it?
No.
Coward.
All right. Well,
Come on, Jack.
It's okay.
I didn't sleep very well.
No, you didn't.
No, it was a bad night. Bad night's sleep. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll get ready, and I want to talk to Millie about what she sensed last night, like, and if she felt the shadows. Did she feel something really wrong?
All right.
In the house last night?
Give me some ASL roll.
All right. Jesus. 91.
Get on the bus.
All right, I'm pushing it. We're
Autobus.
talking now. Huh?
Billy, are you speaking Spanish with your...
No, slower, little girl. I'm still not very good at this. And there's a 15.
Ooh.
Which is a middle success thing.
Okay.
It's I forget the names of it. But
Hard success.
hard success.
Hard success.
Not an extreme success,
Yeah.
a hard success.
All right, you're able to have a conversation with Millie for the next few minutes. What do you want to ask?
I just want to ask her.
Hang on. Let me set the scene a little bit. You have a sheet that is, you have a clothes line connecting the length of a section of your room, and there's a sheet that hangs over, and there's a tent created with pillows and blankets for this ghost. And Millie sleeps in this every night. She tucks herself into this makeshift tent. People who come in just see an odd tent fort. It's but you probably don't have guests over very often, do you?
Not very often. And I tell them I have a cat, and I don't. So
You peek your head into the tent. You thought about it all morning, like, what is the sign to get this question out?
yeah.
And you ask the question, what is it?
Did you sense shadows last night? Did you see anything?
She tells you that man, something was wrong. He wasn't like you.
I just like in a simple way say crazy?
And she shakes her head and rolls her eyes. And she says, like a cape, something clings to him.
I say, something like you?
No, like shadows.
Do you know how I can help him?
She shakes her head no.
I nod. And yeah, my fears are realized.
That they are. You finish this conversation with her, pull your head out from under the tent. The sun's peeking in through the blinds. You have the rest of the day ahead of you. What would you like to do today, if anything?
I stare at my phone, hoping that someone calls, hope that I'm not doing this on my own. But after...
Gail, do you call? Does Joanne Lamour call? After this conversation with the Indio Hills hotel manager, front desk clerk, do you call August Straume?
And Joanne still doesn't know that, can't tell how much of this is, or she believes there is something going on with Walter, and that maybe something went wrong, and like maybe this guy, as much as he was messing around, like maybe he did pick up on something, but she doesn't know how much she trusts him. There is a bit of like wanting to, especially being a Hollywood star, she's had people try to play tricks on her in the past, and especially being someone who's known for believing in this kind of stuff, she's afraid that she's trying to get used. So she's technically going to wait until she can get in contact with Hallie. Again, somebody who's kind of there that she does know and trust, and then see if Hallie thinks it's an okay idea to reach out to Mr. Straume.
Okay.
So, yeah, when no one calls, he's going to go about his day. He has like a small job he's going to do to get some money. And then if he wanted to watch The Perfect Bachelor.
The Lucky Bachelor.
The Lucky Bachelor. Would that be something that would still be in theaters? Or is this something that, like, in a way, I think because Bonnie's on his mind, I think he's, as a non-cinephile that hasn't seen this yet, with nothing else to do, he's going to settle down.
Roll a luck roll to see if it's on rotation at a theater near you.
Okay.
It's been known to happen.
11. That's pretty good.
What's your luck?
That would 50. So yeah.
Yeah, you go around town and you find a movie theater where there's like a midday double feature. They're playing old pictures and they just so happen to be playing The Lucky Bachelor. Lucky for you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this girl that's in trouble, thinking about that headshot all night, and I'm just going to watch this film because I don't really know what else to do and see what this person was like in the movie.
You're watching the movie. The chemistry between Zelda and Walter is incredible, and it is startling considering the two people you met last night seem to be nothing like the two people who are on screen right now. They're electric. You could see how they could fall in love with each other in real life. And you could see how somebody like Zelda is immediately marked for superstardom. And you can certainly see the classic Walter Lamb affability, which was nowhere to be found the evening before. Midway through the film, there is a race. There's a car race. And you know that this is the scene, you'd heard them talk about it the night before, that this is the scene where Hallie Stone is probably one of the stunt drivers in this racetrack.
Yeah. And
in the crowd, you see Zelda Grantham, Walter Lamb, they're having a conversation, and on the side a little bit in the wide shot there is a woman walking down the stairs, and she's shilling Cracker Jacks. So she has one of those boxes that's strapped to her shoulders. She's got these high heels on. She's young, she's blonde, she's got these arched eyebrows, and she's smiling as hard as humanly possible. It looks incredibly uncomfortable. And getting to know a little bit of the people in the Hollywood circles, you can kind of tell like she's trying desperately to stand out a little bit, even though she's technically an extra
Yeah.
She walks down and you see her move down. It's very brief. And then you watch her walk back up and another young woman holds her hand up in the crowd to signal for Cracker Jacks. Now, Walter Lamb and Zelda are doing a bit. And so this is kind of background action. It is a brief moment. But I need you to roll a spot hidden roll.
Ooh. All right. 23. That is a success.
All right, tick that box.
Yeah.
You see a young woman raise her hand up for the Cracker Jacks. She has a little play money dollar bill in her hand. She raises it up. The face you see is the face of somebody you've met before. You see Cordelia, who is the older sister of your little ghost, Millie.